it's over. The trailer for Heartland Season 19, Episode 3, just dropped, and fans can't believe what they're seeing. Amy looks broken, Nathan turns away, and the silence between them says more than words ever could. After all the moments that made us believe in their story, it seems like this might be the end. Could Amy and Nathan really be done for good? Or is this just the calm before the biggest storm Heartland has ever seen? Something feels different this time. The trailer for Heartland Season 19, Episode 3, doesn't just tease another episode, it feels like a goodbye. The opening shot shows Amy standing alone by the barn, the wind brushing through her hair, her eyes full of quiet pain. The next scene cuts to Nathan, walking away with that same heavy look we've seen in people who've already made their choice. No shouting. No drama. Just distance. Real, painful distance. Fans who have been following the show since the start know that Amy has faced heartbreak before. From Ty's tragic death to the struggles of raising Lindy on her own, she's always found a way to keep going. But with Nathan, things felt different. He wasn't just another character. He was hope. Someone who slowly helped her believe in love again. That's why this trailer hits so hard. Every frame feels like it's hiding something bigger. The camera lingers on Amy's face a little too long. The music fades at just the right moment. And there's a sense that she's holding back tears she doesn't want anyone to see. Nathan's silence says everything. He doesn't fight, he doesn't explain, he just walks away. It's the kind of heartbreak that doesn't need dialogue, because we already know what's happening. The tone of the trailer is cold and emotional. The sunlight that usually fills Heartland scenes feels dim. The colors are muted. Even the horses seem uneasy, mirroring the energy between Amy and Nathan. It's a beautiful kind of sadness, the kind you feel in your chest long after the scene ends. And maybe that's what the creators wanted. They want us to feel what Amy feels. To question everything we thought we knew about her and Nathan. Is this really the end? Did something happen off screen that we don't know about yet? Or is the trailer just trying to trick us, giving us heartbreak before hope? Whatever the truth is, fans are already in meltdown mode. Comment sections are flooded with messages like, "Not Amy and Nathan, please." And they were perfect together. Some even believe this episode could change the entire direction of the season. If the trailer's goal was to get people talking, it worked. But if it's really signaling the end of Amy and Nathan, then Heartland might be entering one of its most emotional chapters yet, before everything fell apart. Amy and Nathan's story felt like something straight out of a dream. It wasn't the kind of love that happened fast or loud. It was slow, quiet, and real. The kind that sneaks up on you when you least expect it. When Nathan first came into Amy's life, no one imagined he'd become such a big part of her world. He was gentle with the horses, kind with Lindy, and he understood the silence that Amy often lived in. There was no rush between them, no forced romance. It was the calm after years of storms, and for the first time since Ty's death, Amy began to smile like she used to. Fans watched as Nathan started to show up in the little moments that mattered most. Fixing fences beside her, sharing coffee in the early mornings, helping out at the ranch when no one asked him to. It was never about grand gestures. It was about trust. The kind of connection that grows between two people who have both been hurt but still choose to believe. Amy had always been the heart of Heartland, the one who kept everything together when things fell apart. But with Nathan, she didn't have to be strong all the time. There were moments when she laughed freely, moments when her eyes softened in ways they hadn't in years. Nathan wasn't just a love interest. He was a reminder that healing doesn't always mean forgetting. Sometimes it means finding someone who sees your scars and doesn't look away. Their story gave Heartland a new kind of hope. It wasn't about moving on from Ty. It was about Amy finding herself again, the part of her that still wanted to love, still wanted to trust. And for the audience, it felt like watching an old wound finally start to close. But in every great story, there's always a turning point. Little things that don't seem important at first, a missed call, a change in tone, a look that lasts too long. Somewhere between the laughter and the long rides, something shifted. Maybe it was fear. Maybe it was pride. Maybe it was just bad timing. Whatever it was, it planted a seed of doubt. And now that seed has grown into something impossible to ignore. The smiles have faded. The distance has returned. The trailer for episode 3 shows us what happens when love meets reality. When two people who once fit so perfectly begin to fall out of sync. Still, part of us refuses to believe it's really over. Because deep down, Heartland has never been just a show about endings. It's a show about second chances. And maybe, just maybe, this isn't the end of Amy and Nathan. It's the beginning of the story that will test them both. Sometimes, relationships don't break with a fight. They break with silence. And in Heartland Season 19, that silence between Amy and Nathan grew louder with every scene. What once felt warm now felt cold. What once was easy started to feel heavy. You could see it in their eyes before they even realized it. Themselves, it began with the small things, the kind that only true fans notice. Amy turning away just a second too early. Nathan forcing a smile that didn't quite reach his eyes. Their conversations became shorter, their laughter quieter. It wasn't anger that pulled them apart. It was distance. The kind that builds when two people stop hearing each other's hearts. Even when they're standing side by side, Nathan started spending more time away from the ranch, throwing himself into his work as if trying to outrun something. Amy, on the other hand, started losing herself in the horses again, the place she always goes when life stops making sense. She looked like someone trying to convince herself that she was fine. But her silence told a different story. The tension wasn't just emotional, it was visual. The lighting around their scenes grew dimmer, the colors colder. Even the background felt heavier, as if the ranch itself could feel the weight between them. Every glance they shared carried history. Every pause was filled with words left unsaid. Then came that one evening that fans still can't stop talking about. A quiet argument by the stables. No yelling, no dramatic music. Just two people realizing they're drifting apart and neither knowing how to stop it. Nathan said something simple like, "Maybe this isn't working anymore." And Amy just stood there, staring at the ground, her jaw tight, her eyes glassy. She didn't argue. She didn't plead. She just let him walk away. And somehow, that silence hurt more than any fight could have. In the following episodes, the cracks became impossible to hide. Family members noticed the change. Even Lindy sensed that something was off. Children always do. Heartland has always been about family and connection, but now, every connection around Amy seemed to be slipping away. Some fans believe that what we're seeing is more than just a breakup. It's Amy's internal struggle, the part of her still haunted by loss, afraid to love again. Others think Nathan's hiding something, a secret that's tearing him apart from the inside. Whatever it is, signs have been there all along. We just didn't want to believe them. By the time the episode 3 trailer arrived, it wasn't a shock. It was a confirmation of every uneasy feeling we'd been ignoring. The looks, the distance, the silence, they were all leading here. And now, as the story heads toward its breaking point, one question remains. Can something this real truly be over? Or does love in Heartland always find its way back home? The trailer for Heartland Season 19? Episode 3 is only 90 seconds long, but every second feels like a secret waiting to be uncovered. It doesn't just show us what's coming. It tells a story through silence, shadows, and glances. And if you look close enough, you can almost feel the moment everything falls apart. The first shot sets the tone. Amy standing in the open field, the sky overcast, her expression unreadable. This isn't the bright golden Heartland we're used to. The colors are washed out, as if even the land itself is mourning. She looks toward the horizon, not the house. That simple choice says everything Amaya isn't looking home anymore. She's looking away. Then we see Nathan. He's in the barn, tightening a saddle strap with too much force. The sound of leather stretching fills the air like tension ready to snap. He doesn't speak. He doesn't need to. His movements are sharp, restless like a man trying to stay busy so he doesn't have to face what's already gone. The editing cuts between Amy's stillness and Nathan's frustration. Two people in the same world but completely apart. A brief flash Amy walking past Nathan without meeting his eyes. The background music softens to a single piano note. That silence feels heavier than any argument could. You can tell they've both given up trying to fix something they don't even understand anymore. Then comes the shot that broke the fandom. Amy holding her phone, a message on screen we can't fully see. The focus blurs just enough to make us guess. Did Nathan say goodbye? Did someone else text her something that changes everything? The trailer refuses to answer, and that's what makes it brilliant. Halfway through, there's a cut to Jack and Lou exchanging a worried glance. The family knows. Heartland has always been about togetherness, but here, the family looks powerless, watching something slip through their fingers. Even Lindy's voice can be heard faintly in the background, Mom. Before the sound fades, it's 1 second long, but it hits like a punch then. Just before the logo appears, there's the scene fans can't stop replaying. Amy, tears in her eyes, whispering, "Maybe we were never meant to last." The camera doesn't show Nathan's reaction. It just lingers on her trembling hand as she walks away into the fading light. The music swells, not hopeful, not tragic, just quiet acceptance. Every frame, every pause, every heartbeat of this trailer is designed to hurt. But beneath all the sadness, there's something else, something unresolved. Heartland has never been about perfect endings. It's about the messy, beautiful struggle of holding on when everything tells you to let go. And this trailer doesn't close a door. It opens a wound that fans can't stop looking at. Maybe that's the point. Maybe this isn't the end of Amy and Nathan, it's the beginning of their reckoning. Because in Heartland, love doesn't fade quietly. It fights, it breaks, and sometimes, it finds its way back even after goodbye. The moment the trailer dropped, the Heartland fandom exploded. Within hours, social media turned into a storm of heartbreak, confusion, and wild theories. It wasn't just another episode teaser. It was a shockwave that tore through the quiet comfort of fans who thought Amy and Nathan were untouchable. On Twitter, one fan wrote, "They promised Amy happiness again. Why take it away?" Another replied, "Maybe this is the happiness letting go of something that isn't right." It's just like that. The fandom split into two sides. Those who believe this breakup is the end, and those who believe it's the start of something bigger. You can almost feel the tension in every comment thread. Some fans are defending Nathan, saying he's misunderstood, that his silence hides pain we don't know about. Others claim Amy deserves better, that she's outgrown him, that her story has always been about independence, not romance. The debates are emotional, raw, and deeply personal. Because for longtime fans, Amy isn't just a character, she's family. YouTube reaction videos flood the platform, each one pausing at the same moment. Amy's tearful whisper. Some creators zoom in on her expression, reading it frame by frame like a secret code. She's not sad, one says. She's relieved, another argues. No, that's heartbreak, pure and final. Everyone sees something different because everyone brings their own, a version of love into the story. And then there are the theories, the kind that only die-hard fans can create. Some think Nathan's leaving because of a hidden illness. Others swear he's taking a job far away to protect Amy from danger. A few even whisper that Ty's memory might somehow be tied to this, that Amy's finally facing the part of her past she never truly let go. It's dramatic, it's emotional, and it's exactly what makes this fandom so alive. Over on Reddit, long threads break down the trailer's symbolism. The cold lighting, the fading sunset, the sound of horses in the background. One post reads, "Every time a horse neighs in the trailer, it's right before Amy looks away." It's like the universe trying to speak to her. Sounds crazy, but that's Heartland for you. A show where emotions run deeper than words. The love for Amy and Nathan isn't just about romance. It's about what they represent. Healing, trust, hope. That's why fans are hurting so much. Because if their story can fall apart, maybe love isn't as safe as it used to feel. But at the same time, that's why they can't look away. Because in every great Heartland, heartbreak, there's always a spark waiting to reignite. And maybe that's what keeps everyone watching, posting, arguing, and believing. Because deep down, no one really wants Amy and Nathan to be done. They just want to understand why it hurts so much to see them break. The final moments of the trailer. Don't shout, they whisper. And that's what makes them unforgettable. As the camera drifts across the empty Heartland ranch, the wind carries the sound of distant horses, and you can almost feel the emptiness Amy leaves behind. The screen fades between past and present memories of laughter, of love, of quiet mornings now replaced by silence. It's not just a breakup anymore. It feels like the soul of Heartland itself is changing. We see Amy standing near the fence line, the one she and Nathan built together seasons ago. She runs her fingers along the worn wood, as if trying to hold on to something that's already gone. Her face says everything: love, regret, acceptance, and the kind of pain you can't explain to anyone else. Then, in the faintest voice, she whispers, "It's time." Those two words hit harder than any goodbye could. Meanwhile, Nathan watches from afar, just out of frame. His expression isn't anger, it's sorrow. He knows it's over, but he doesn't move, doesn't call her name. The trailer cuts right before he steps forward, leaving us hanging on that breathless pause. Will he walk away for good? Or will he finally fight for her? The edit doesn't tell us, and that's exactly the point. Everything about the final seconds feels deliberate. The music slows down, the colors fade to dusk, and the camera pans up toward the sky. For a brief second, we see a hawk soaring above the ranch, free, untamed, and alone. It's poetic, almost symbolic, as if the show is saying that both Amy and Nathan must find their freedom before they can ever find each other again. But there's something else, something subtle. The last frame, just before the Heartland logo appears, shows Amy's hand holding a folded note. It's quick, barely noticeable, but it's there. A note from Nathan, perhaps? A goodbye. Or maybe a promise. The fandom is already tearing this apart frame by frame, desperate to find meaning in those few seconds. Because when Heartland hides something, it's never by accident. And then black screen. The words appear. Don't miss Heartland. Season 19, Episode 3. No taglines, no cheerful music, no preview of what's next. Just silence. It feels like an ending, but it doesn't sound like one. And that's what makes fans nervous and hopeful at the same time. Heartland has always known how to break us, but it also knows how to rebuild us. Maybe this episode will be Amy and Nathan's greatest fall, before their most powerful comeback. Or maybe for once, love in Heartland really doesn't get a second chance. Either way, one thing's certain: nothing will ever be the same again. The dust settles over the Heartland ranch, and the screen fades to black, but the story isn't finished. Because if there's one thing this show has taught us, it's that endings are just beginnings in disguise. Amy and Nathan's journey may seem shattered, but love in Heartland never disappears. It lingers, it waits. And somewhere out there, between the ache of goodbye and the hope of tomorrow, their story still breathes. So what happens next? Will Nathan try to win Amy back? Will Amy finally let go and move forward on her own? Or is there someone new waiting to step into her life? Someone who will change everything again? The trailer gave us heartbreak, but it also gave us a spark. And every true Heartland fan knows that where there's a spark, there's always a story worth holding on to. This episode isn't just another chapter, it's a turning point. The choices Amy and Nathan make now will ripple through the rest of Season 19. Every look, every pause, every word they don't say will shape what comes next. And you can bet the writers have something big planned. Maybe a twist. Maybe a reunion. Maybe something none of us see coming, that's why you can't miss. Episode 3. It's not just a moment, it's the moment that defines where Heartland goes from here. And if the trailer's quiet heartbreak is any clue, we're heading into one of the most emotional storylines the show has ever given us. But before you go, take a moment. What do you think that final note meant? Was it Nathan's goodbye, or his promise to return? Was Amy ready to let go, or just testing her own strength? Drop your theories in the comments below. I want to hear every wild guess, every hope, every heartbreak, because that's what keeps Heartland alive. Us, as the fans, still believing in love, even when the screen fades to black. If you've made it this far, you're not just watching Heartland, you're feeling it. You're living the story with Amy, with Nathan, with every loss and every glimmer of hope. So don't forget to subscribe, like, and ring the bell for more breakdowns, theories, and updates. This is only the beginning of what's coming next, because in Heartland, love never truly ends, it just finds new ways to return home.